Hi guys, welcome to another class with Root Fabric. In today's session, we are going to talk about a mini project that we will be building, and let's just have an overview for the agenda of today and have a look where we are going to start. So basically, we will be first understanding what in this session we are going to talk about. Okay, what are we going to deal with? Then definitely there is a problem, so we will understand that problem and we will go ahead with the flow to understand which steps we will be taking to resolve those problems. Then understanding the basic requirements, what all we need to resolve that problem, how we will write the code, and what is the different softwares and your basic knowledge that is required. We will understand all these things. Then finally, we will go ahead and dig into the code, get some hand dirty and start writing it and implementing our mini project. Okay, so let's go ahead with about the session. What does this session is dealing all about? So in this session, actually, we are going to consider a real world scenario, a real world problem, which will be a complete package for you all to develop a mini project which can be used by you to deliver it in front of your professors, and then you can go ahead with understanding how a simple software gets created. Okay, so it's a complete package for you, and I hope you will be enjoying it and you will be learning something new in this. So there are some technologies that we will be using. So first of all, the basic technology is the OOPS concepts and your JDBC connection, and there's something new that is Swing. But we will see what is there and what does they do while we will be writing the code. Okay. So what is the problem? The problem over here is there is a builder, okay, and he has 3 or 4 sites where he is building flats. Then normally there are 30 to 40 customers, or I can say more than that, daily. He is getting approached by so many customers in a day. Okay, to book a flat, to empty the flat, or maybe to sell the flat, or maybe take a flat on rent. All those things, right? So, but the problem over here is he does not have any software. He is doing everything manually. That means manually in the sense he is writing the code, he is writing all the things, all the records, maintaining the records using Excel sheets, or maybe MS Access and all, or maybe MS Word for recording the data and taking the tables and recording it. But it becomes a really hectic task for him to add the details and opening the documents, finding out the details and searching everything. And another big problem is that he is the whole sole person responsible for doing and managing everything, that is the flats, the bills of the customer, adding a customer, and if the customer has left the flat, then emptying that flat, everything around. Okay, so what he wants from us is to develop a software where he is the person and he can easily go ahead and start with adding the data, removing it, editing the details of the flat or of the customer. So I hope this was a clear-cut idea of the problem. So in brief, explaining you the problem again, that there is a builder, he wants a software where he can easily, on clicks of the mouse, he can just go ahead and add the details and save it. Okay, he does not need to open any Excel file or any Word file or any MS Access. Directly opening the software and adding on the details. That's it. Okay, so what is the solution over here? So we will be building a desktop application for him, because it is one person who is using it, and it will be inbuilt in his system itself. So that is why we will be building a desktop application that will provide him the complete support for adding a flat, for removing a customer, or for doing anything, or for updating a bill requirement and rest of the things. I hope the solution part is clear, that we will be creating a desktop application. Okay, all those applications that we build on our system, that we use on our system, like maybe the Zoom app, or maybe your Skype, or maybe your Excel sheets. These all are your desktop applications, or camera, that is also a desktop application if we talk in terms of your PCs, okay, or your laptop. That is what desktop application is. So certain kind of the application, this kind of application we will be building for him. Okay. So now let us check out what are the certain requirements. So first of all, we need two softwares. One is your Eclipse and MySQL. I think we have done this in the previous lessons. We have Eclipse already installed in it, and also MySQL we have already installed in our systems. If not, then go ahead, check out the previous videos and install those things. Get ready with all these stuff, that is Eclipse and MySQL, because I won't be going ahead again explaining the installations of both the things because it is very, very time consuming. So you can go ahead and check out the earlier videos to first install Eclipse and then the MySQL and how to add the jar file in it, everything. Okay. Now, what is the pre-requirements or prerequisites? The basic knowledge of Java that we have done up till now, that complete knowledge we need, because we will be needing inheritance, abstraction we will be doing, we will be, maybe we will be implementing polymorphism, maybe we are implementing random calls again and again of a function, something like that. Okay, so we need a basic knowledge of Java, that is the core knowledge of Java. Then we will be going ahead and also needing the knowledge of JDBC that we have done. Simple queries that we have already done, that is getting the data from the database, inserting a new table, inserting a new record to the table, or updating the existing data. So I have explained all these things. If not, if still I'm saying if not clear with those points, go ahead, re-attempt those videos, review them, and come back again from here and start the videos. Okay, so the next thing is something new that we will be learning is Java Swing. Java Swing is that particular library available which allows you to create a desktop application. Okay, you can add any images, you can make the color changes, you can beautify it, make it as a desktop application. So Java Swing is very, very important, and definitely you will be learning a complete process of creating a project. So we have already started with it because we have first identified what is the problem. Then we have identified what is the solution for it, what we will be delivering based on the requirement, right? And then we have understood the requirements, that what are the different basic requirements that will be needed for developing this small project. So these are the 3 steps. Now let's go with the 4th step. So that is what we are talking about, the product. Product means your software or the application that you are developing. Okay, so flat customer recording system. So this is what I have named. You can name anything to your product. This is what I am giving a name to my product. Okay, so let's see what are the different modules in it, what are the different major parts or major entities who will be involved in it, or what are the major I can say relations they can be there. Okay, different elements of your project, or I can say of your product. Okay, so the next thing is, the first one is flat module. Okay, so a flat module is the main entity, because without flats you cannot allot it to the customer, you cannot empty the you cannot remove a customer from it, you cannot assign a bill to it, or have complaints or suggestions out of it. Okay, so in this module we will be dealing with adding a new flat, checking if the flat is empty or not, or it is allotted to the customer, and if the customer has moved out from the flat, then we need to free that flat. Okay, that means we need to empty that flat again. Then the next one is your customer module. So this is the another basic entity. After flat we have customers, right? Once we have flats ready, now we will be using adding customers to those flats. If the customer is already living in that flat and he wants to move out from the flat, then he needs to we again need to remove that customer from the flat. Okay, so all those things we need to do. The third one is your bill module. When both the things comes up, that is the flat and the customer. So now the customer needs to pay the bill for the flat, right? That is what we will be doing. And then we have the complaint and suggestion module. That means once these 3 things are there, the admin, the main person who needs to use this, can have complaints on the flat, can have suggestions on the flat, or maybe something new to them. So we can easily go ahead and add it to the customers. Okay, now let's go ahead and see the next thing that is over here. So that is the a simple layout I have given how your application would come up in front of you. So this is one of the screen that will be available, that will be visible. That will be visible for you, where you can see where you can add a new flat, you can add a customer, or you can pay the bills and search flats, delete a customer, and there are multiple options available. So these all are buttons. Once you click on one of the button, a new screen will open up, and there you will be adding your details. So this is the admin screen. This will open up once the customer, or I can say once the admin or the main person who is going to use it have logged in successfully, because we want it should be secured also. No one else except that admin should log in and make some changes in the flats or the customer details or in the complaints or bills. Okay, I hope that is clear. So the second point that is written, that is edit option. Once this admin has logged in properly, now he will be able to go ahead and add new things, add flats, add a customer to that flat, and pay the bills and close the flat. We will see how we are going to develop this particular screen and other screens also, and you will be following me. Please make sure that you go ahead step by step along with me. So some of the options I will be creating for you, and some of the options you have to create by yourself, so that you become more efficient and more proficient in creating all those things, right? I don't want spoon feeding also to be done. So that is why we will be doing both the things. I will be creating some of them, and the others you will be creating by yourself. I will show you how they should look like, and then you can go ahead and create them, right? Now, what we are going to do. So let's start writing the code. But before that, we will see how we are going to flow into it. Okay. So the first step is we will be creating these screens that will be available to the admin. All those screens which are there, which will be available for the admin, we will be creating them. Okay, there will be multiple screens to be created, because each option will have multiple other options also, right? Then we have the other thing, that is setting up the database connection. Once the screens are ready, then we will go ahead and set up the database connection, linking each and every admin with the database, so that he can add, remove, update, and do everything what he needs to do with the software. And then finally, we will link all those things together. That means your admin data that we are creating, that is your screens that we have created, the buttons, the values that we have created, and the database along with it. And along with number of queries we will be writing. Finally, our project will be ready. And then we can go ahead, if you want to add something new, you can go ahead and add into it. So let's go ahead and dig into it. Okay, guys, now we have opened up our Eclipse, and let's start with the code. So we already have one package, or I can say the folder in which we are creating our application. So this is my folder in which I am writing all my code for Root Fabric. Okay, so over here we have one SRC folder in which we are creating the packages. So there is one basic package in which we have done all the programs till date, and now we will create one new package which will be only and only related with your this mini project. Okay, keeping the things separate. So let's create a package for it. So right click new. I hope now it is very friendly for you to go ahead and creating the packages and classes. So over here we will write flat customer recording this recording app. Okay, that is what we are creating. And it says that it should be with small f, small letters. So we just doing that. Okay, so our application, our package is created for it. right? So now within this, we need multiple classes to create the screen. So first of all, you need to understand that the first screen that comes in front of the admin will always be the login screen. We need to create the login screen. Okay, so first of all, we will be going ahead and creating a simple class with the main method. So right click, new class with the main method. Okay, make sure the main method is there. So over here, we will say login screen. Okay, we click on the main method, finish. Okay, so we have created our screen class for creating the first screen. So make sure you understand the things very, very properly. Okay. So now what is it? In the main function, what we will be doing is we will be always calling the object. That's it. Nothing else we will be doing. Okay. So we need to call this so that our application starts. We will be calling this particular class constructor and so that it gets created and it gets started up. So we'll just say new. We don't need any object particular name for the object. We can directly do like this also. So login screen. Make sure the spellings is same as your name of the class and the constructor. So over here we will create one constructor. So we'll say public, okay, and then we'll say login screen. Why we are creating this constructor? We are creating this constructor so that we can go ahead and do swing, okay, and use swing in our application so as to create the screen. Okay, so swing we are going to use. So Java swing that we say. Okay, now let's go ahead back with writing the code. Okay, so in this, there are certain things that we will be using. So I'll just explain first what are the things that we will be needing, okay, and then we go ahead. So for creating a screen, we need a frame, right? So first of all, we need a portion or whatever frame you want, how much big frame you want. Okay, so for that, we use a frame. So for frame, we have JFrame inside Swing. JFrame. Okay, so inside frames, we have JFrames. Oh, sorry, inside swings, we have JFrame. Then we will have a text field, right? So that the admin can enter his ID and his password. So there will be text fields. So for these text fields, we have JText fields. We'll go slow. Yes, I'm writing also slow. So no problem. We'll be completing it. Don't worry. Okay. So for text fields, we need JText fields. Okay. So over here, we will be writing something like admin ID or maybe, and then there will be a password for it as well, right? And then over here, there will be a button to submit. Okay. Or I can say login. So these are called as your labels. When you mark something that you need to mention on the screen, like a heading or maybe like a sentence, then we have J labels. So they are termed as labels. And in Swing, they are termed as J label. For a button, we have J button option. Currently, for this screen, we need these three things. That is J field, J button, J frame, and J label. So let's go ahead and start creating them. We will create all these elements as global so that whenever we will use them in future, we can easily use them. We don't need to redefine them again and again, okay? Because these will be used once we click on the button, what happens once the text field is filled, what should it do, and all those things, okay? So let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so J frame, it will give us an error. And over here, we give the name of the frame, that is F. Okay, see, it is giving us an error. And what error it is saying? Import cannot be resolved. So we need to import Java X dot swing. Make sure you import this particular class Java X dot swing dot JFrame. Okay. Now J text field. How many text fields currently we need? We need 2 text fields. So J text field. So one TF1 and the second one we are giving the name as TF2. Now again, see, you get an error because it is a part of swing. So import J text field Java X dot swing one, right? So we need a label, and there are 2 labels involved. J label, okay, equals to L1. Sorry, not equals to L1, comma L2. For 2, as many labels you need, those many labels, objects, or label name you have to provide. Okay, and then you need a J button. That is B1. Now you can also go ahead and Control Shift O. That is also applicable. Okay, so that's the thing that we have created. Okay, we have just assigned, or we have just created the variables. Now what we will do, we will start allotting them to the screen. We first need a frame. Okay, so we say J. Now we have created F, that means the frame, so we can just use frame. F equals to new, because JFrame is a class. Okay, so that is why F is an object, or I can say reference variable that we have created. So we will create a object of it, and over here we will give the title. We can give the title. Okay, that's not a problem. As much big title you want, you can give to the your frame or to the screen. Okay, customer recording system. So flat customer recording system, that is my application name, and over here we have a login screen. So this is a login screen. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to tell how much size it is. Okay, so F dot set size. The size option is coming, where which one option we will be using? We will be using the last second, because we will tell that this is the height and this is the width. So I say I'm giving width as 500 and height as, sorry, width as 700 and height as 500. Then I'll say F dot set layout. Okay, and over here we will mention null. Why null? So that as we want our systems, our fields, our labels, our buttons should get allotted. Okay, otherwise it becomes a very grid style in which like a table format, and then it displays the data that we don't want. Okay, we want that it should be a free style. Wherever we want, there our data should get, or there our fields and everything should get displayed on the screen. Okay, and then we say F dot set visible, because we need to tell whether this should be visible on the screen or not, whether you should get it visible. If you say false, it will not appear on your screen. Okay, so we need to say F dot set visible. Okay, so that's the thing that we have done. Let's see whether this frame is opening up or not. Okay, now run as Java application. Simple. See, your screen is opening up, and your title is coming flat customer recording system, and this is a login screen that will come up on the screen. And currently when you click on this close button, your application will not close. Okay, you need to close here from here forcefully. Okay, we will see how we will be closing it automatically when this close button is clicked on the screen. Okay, now before that, first we will add all these contents, that is the text field, labels, and the buttons. So again, so TF, so first of all label. Okay, L1 equals to new J label, and in this label, within the brackets, whatever you will be mentioning, that will be displayed on the screen. So admin ID. Okay, and then you say colon and then semicolon. Okay, now the admin ID will appear on the screen as a label. Okay, so L1 dot set bound. Okay, now you need to tell the bound of it. Why? Because it will have some area, it will be occupying some area. Now x-axis means on this particular screen, okay, this is screen where we have, this is screen that we are using, okay. On this particular screen where you want your application, your label should be there. So that is your x-axis. Mathematics, we have to use a little bit of mathematics over here, okay. Then y-axis means how much down you want your application or your label or your text field should be there. So this is your y-axis. Then height and breadth, it means how long and how broad it will be there. Okay, so that is what. So this is your height and this is your breadth for anything, whether it is label, text field, button, or any radio buttons, anything. Okay, we need to set the bounds of it. So I'll say I will apply it on 100. Okay, so I'll say instead of x, we will write 100. And then I'll say y. Instead of y, I'll say maybe 50 inches, 50 below, okay, in the size. And then I'll say breadth should be, I'll say like 150 long, and it should be 35. Height should be 35, okay. And then if I say L1 dot, I have to, currently I've just created it, but I have not added it to my frame. So I need to add this particular label to my frame, to my screen. Okay, so F dot add, and then inside this you have to say L1, then semicolon. Okay, clear? So we'll just run this, a quick run as Java application. Okay, let's see whether it got displayed on the screen. Okay, something is missing, that is the label did not got added up as we wanted. So let's see, let's check out what's missing. Okay, we'll close this. Okay, so the issue was that we have not saved it, so that is why, as we did not save the content, so that is why it was not coming up on the screen. So now let us run this. See your screen, now it is getting displayed as admin ID. Okay, everything is getting added up. Now let's go ahead and add rest of the things. Okay, that is cf1 equals to new j text field, and this will be empty. We don't want anything on the inside the text field to be there, so that is why keeping it empty. So tf1 dot set bound. We need to set the bounds of this also. Okay, so over here your x-axis will shift, but y-axis will not shift. Why? See, over here in the application, on the screen that I have drawn, your x-axis will remain in the same row, but y-axis will change. Oh, sorry, x-axis will change, but y-axis will remain same. Okay, in the same row. That is why. So x-axis you can keep because breadth was this. I'm just keeping it as 230 something. Okay, shifting it. And then y-axis will be same, so that is 50. Length will be 50 and breadth will be 35. Okay, so everything same. Then next thing is to add this to my screen, right? So I'll say add dot tf1, and I'm just copying it, these two things, text field and your label, making the changes. Instead of L1 it should be L2. Then setting the bound, your x-axis will be 100, but your height will change, so just keeping it as 90 over here. And I have to also add L2 to the frame, right? Same thing with the text field we need to do. And over here it's 230, it's okay, it should be 90. Rest of the things are same, and adding my text field also to the screen. Okay, so now let us run this. Let's see whether we have saved it. We check it and hit run. I think both the things are appearing on the screen. Okay, what happened? ID. So what we did not change this ID label of the label 2, right? That is ID password. Now run this. See, now admin ID and admin password. Now what is one thing missing? Your button, right? So we need to go ahead and add the button. And how do we do that? Same thing, B1 equals to new J button, right? And then in this, whatever you want inside the button should come, you will be mentioning. So login, and then you say B1 dot set bounds. Okay. Oh, obviously for each and everything you have to set the bound. Okay, because that is your desktop screen. It should be visible on. Okay. So I'll say x-axis should be 250. And y-axis I'll keep it as like around 250. Okay, everything, and this will be 150 and 35. Same thing, keeping the rest other things as same. And then I say f dot add the button. This is your B1. That's it. Run it. Okay, you find some alterations. If you want, we can go ahead with the alterations. Okay, so if you click on login currently, if you click on the button, nothing is happening. So this is the first screen that we have created, just the screen. There is no working on it. Yes, you can go ahead and try to write something, and I can say password is root fabric, that you can easily type. But once you click on the button, nothing will happen. Okay, so what we want, once we click on the button, something should happen, right? Something actually should take place. So let's go ahead and start working on it.